Yeah.
Oh, we're on live. This is awesome. All right, so I'm up in your grill. This is Larry OG, otherwise known as Liontamer, otherwise known as Larry. I've got a salad. It's got some olive oil and balsamic vinaigrette, and I'm eating it. I'm enjoying it. You're going to hear me chomping on stuff during the show. This is OCR Talkback, episode number 37. We are here with a team of superstars, and Jarrell, and myself. So anyway, because we're not on the album, so anyway, I'm playing. But so we're here with a team of superstars to discuss the upcoming. It is not out yet, so don't kill me. But the upcoming Legacy Game Boy 25th Anniversary album, the forces marshaled by Brandon Strader and Chernabogue. Awesome, man. It's great to have you two on, and also they are joined by a cavalcade of superstars. We got Rexy up in his house.
Happy birthday, dear DJP.
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, it's already after midnight here, so...
That's crazy.
It's no longer his birthday.
Yeah, it's no longer his birthday. It doesn't count. Yeah, especially like in Australia, it's not, so forget him. And we've also got Ivan Hakštok. What up, bro?
Yeah. Hello.
In the Techno Croatia, awesome. Is that bro? We're glad to have you, bro. And
Glad to be here.
And Mike Molina, Sir Nuts, what's up, playa? Who doesn't move? His face doesn't move.
What's up, guys?
He is the sexiest, suavest person that we have in the talkback right now because it doesn't move, so it's just like that smolder. So the ladies are liking it. Bev is smiling, so we know it's working. And
I'm thinking it'll be even sexier if he gets that laser dance look.
Oh yeah, come on, dude. What up with that, bruh? You better. And forget him. All right, what is it? And with his microphone muted, Eino, Keskitalo. I have no idea where he went. Eve Taco. He's probably working on getting his connection fired up. But is that like a C64 loader screen, or that's awesome? Oh, that's his icon. That's tremendous. So hopefully he'll be back later. We've also got Arrow, Jarrell Jones. What up, playa?
What's up?
Dude, we're here to sort of accent this otherwise big cavalcade of stars. But yeah, either Alex or Brandon, you can kind of lead the way. I'll just say that the album is set to come out July 31st. It's got 14 tracks.
Holy shit,
they're gonna,
really?
What?
Sorry,
oh.
the album is coming out on my birthday? Really?
Oh! Oh! You know we like to keep the ladies happy, so we did that.
Yeah, they did it on purpose.
On purpose.
Very funny, Brandon.
Of course, for Beverly, so no doubt. And no, that's awesome that you're born. Well, you're born on the U.S. anniversary of the Game Boy. Originally, we wanted to put it out for the Japanese, like the original anniversary. Which Brandon, do you remember when that was? Like what date that was?
I think it was like April 21st or something.
Okay, yeah. All right, so yeah, in April, but so it's had to cook a little longer in the oven, which is cool. Good things come to those who wait, so it's all good. But yeah, the album's about to come out next week. The trailer just dropped earlier today, put together by Chernabogue. Alex, we'll go to you first, dude. Talk a little bit about you and Brandon are co-directors on this album. Talk a little bit about first, you guys didn't originally start this album. It was WillRock and the Damned had kind of put forward the initial ideas, but then you guys picked it up. Talk a little bit about kind of Alex, where you kind of went into the picture of co-directing this album and how long everything took.
Well, we started to take on the album a few months ago, and it was when the development was almost stopped, so we took over with Brandon, and we got it released, almost released now for the anniversary, and it was quite a challenge because the deadline was very short, and we are very happy that everyone has, almost everyone turned the track in, so we have a full album ready for everyone, and that's really fantastic.
And so when did you become co-director?
I became co-director when I asked WillRock about directing the project, and as Brandon was also interested, and we collabed a few times together. So we said it would be easier to be two to work on the album. It would be easier to release and to get the thing done if we were two instead of just one person.
And like, so Brandon, like, you know, you're sort of maybe, you know, if there's like a 1A and 1B, maybe you're like director 1A, and you know, you're crazy enough where you've shepherded a lot of projects. You know, you not only directed a lot of projects, you know, from the start, especially the early NES Final Fantasies, and you know, you got, you know, Final Fantasy Random Encounter. You had the Teen Agent album. You know, you got FF2 Rebellion on the way as well. You've also picked up Bionic Commando, so like, you know, you're already like an album all-star. What was the status of the project when you kind of were thinking about taking it over? Talk a little bit about like what you were seeing and what exactly you brought to the table as far as getting it finished.
Well, WillRock didn't want to finish the album for whatever reason.
He's WillRock.
Yeah. So I'm already preparing to take his next album. So.
They call the albums.
Awesome, man. What is it? I mean, what kind of state was it in when you picked it up? Had a lot of stuff been, you know, were there a lot of works in progress, or I mean, was there a lot of stuff already complete, and you were just kind of giving it that final push?
There were a couple songs that were done, like the Guitar Hero, or let me think.
Jameson, yeah.
Yeah, I think Dusk had a work in progress.
Mm-hmm.
But there wasn't too much. We ended up bringing a lot of people in to make stuff in a month, so it worked out pretty well.
Yeah, and there's a lot of Euro flavor on this album, and I love that. That's really cool. There's a lot of diverse picks. Did you just kind of keep it open, like, look, as long as it's on Game Boy or Game Boy Color, that's the only requirement, or what were you kind of looking for?
Yeah, pretty much Game Boy Color, and we opened it up so they could remix whatever they want, but they didn't do like a remix from the same game that someone else did. They all did their own kind of thing, so it worked pretty well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's 14, you know, 14 tracks, 14 different games. It's gotten pretty diverse. Yeah, Beverly, your stuff opened the trailer. You got Donkey Kong Land, original Kremlantis by David Wise. So can you talk a little bit about that? It's a pretty sweet track. We've already got a remix of that tune on the site, and so I mean,
that was some Patrick Burns, wasn't it?
Yeah, Patrick Burns. It was pretty sweet. I mean, so you know, obviously you like that theme. Did you play Donkey Kong Land growing up, or what's the deal?
I had all 3 games on the original Game Boy when I was a little girl. The first game I actually picked up on my 10th birthday, and it was actually one of the defining games that managed to help me start growing as a platform gamer. You guys may end up feeling that kind of feel with the Donkey Kong Country titles when you're growing up with the SNES, but it's like the same kind of feel for me. You have to get used to the jumps, the way to you use the run button wisely, the throwing mechanics and all that, as well as actually taking in there's technical marvels at the same time. That kind of 3D render into a sprite motion. You know what I mean with this?
It didn't surprise me that Rexy picked Donkey Kong Land, because I knew she loved that game from DRC.
Yeah, I picked that. I picked the Temple Ruins music from that one for the People's Remix Competition 53, which, how long ago was that? Must have been like 7 years, I think.
Yeah, a while ago.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah, Sir not should remember because he won that one.
I remember it because I did a remix that I still enjoy, even if it's a bit old now. But it's a cool song, very cool song.
Now that you also mention it, if any of you guys were were around the BG Mix version 2 days, anyone remember Patrick Wagstaff? He did a load of remixes covering the first game in particular as well. And simple as they were, they actually managed to catch the energy that was provided from the sources themselves. You know where this is going?
Yeah, did you play the original Donkey Kong Country growing up, or did you mainly play Donkey Kong Land, and so that's kind of why you have that connection to the Game Boy series?
Well, my first experience with Donkey Kong Country was the Game Boy ports when that finally came out about, I think it was 1999.
Mm-hmm.
And then so yeah, they ended up translating the entire thing to 8-bit color graphics as well as keeping some tunes from. Is that WillRock?
Yeah, of course. I like how he's shocked at WillRock, creator of the legacy Game Boy 25th anniversary album, the original, inspiration, or the original whip cracker who did not crack the whip, and thus Brandon took it over.
Actually, it was the Damned. He asked me to co-direct, and then we both decided to give it to Brandon because he finishes all my projects, and he will probably finish the next one that I'm not working on right now.
He joked about that. He joked about that, like, okay, I'm ready to take his next, album project.
Yeah, it's probably going to happen, let's be honest.
Yeah, awesome, man.
I'm not even kidding.
Yeah. Well, Will, originally, did you intend to do a particular track or anything like that? Is it a project that maybe you're still going to continue and maybe finish?
I intended to do a track for that project, but it was Batman. So that's sort of moved on to the Batman project, which I'm doing. Have I told people about that yet? I don't know if I have. Might be secret. Right. I can't remember. But
no, it's not secret. No, it's just for anybody not in the know. Of course, Batman's 75th anniversary is this year. They actually had on July 23rd. They declared an official Batman Day. I guess DC Comics, even though that's not like the official anniversary day. That was more in like May or June or something like that. But yeah, that's gonna be a cool Batman project. I'm hyped for that.
Yeah, I need to get on that. So one day.
Yeah. Well, hopefully sometime in 2014 that'll continue. But somebody's making noise. Oh, is that Bev? All right. We've muted Bev. Aren't I a mean person? Don't worry, you can unmute yourself. What is it? It's awesome to have Will aboard. Especially because like he said, he helped co-direct it with the Damned initially. But we got some other artists on the call. Mike's or Nuts. The Castlevania 2 Belmont's Revenge track. Mike, can you talk a little bit about that? Because, how different was the music in Castlevania 2 Belmont's Revenge? Was it all new? It looks like it because there was a different composer. Did you grow up playing this game? Like, what connections do you have with that?
Actually, I never played this game, but I played, I think, every Castlevania beside this game. I listened to the music, and the music is really, really good. Every track is good. So I always wanted to do a remix of one of these songs. So when I saw the project, I decided I had to do it. So I signed up, and I actually did a work in progress for it back when it started, and then I forgot about it. And then Random picked up the project, and
Brandon didn't let you just leave it alone. Brandon probably harassed you to no end. Like, look, bro, what the hell?
No, actually no. So I forgot about it again, and for some reason I was talking with Joel about it. And I decided to check the thread, and I saw that I was cut out from the project, and I went.
Was that Brandon or Alex that was a mean person and cut?
It was random. It was random.
I cut everybody.
Brandon, how dare you?
And then I went to Brandon, and I was like, "What the fuck, man? Where's my track?" And he said, "Yeah, I cut you out. What you gonna do?" No, I'm kidding. And then he told me I still had time to finish. So I went back to the track, and I discovered that the track was so old. I had made it in Reason 5. I I'm working in Reason 7 now. So.
Sorry. That makes me laugh because I'm still using Reason 4.
Yeah,
So
it's really different.
Oldies are goldies.
It's really different. So making the track, I had to start from scratch again. So I did, and well, the track turned out okay. And that's it.
And doing Tetris was his idea.
Huh?
Doing Tetris was your idea. Tell him about that.
Oh yeah. Well, about Tetris.
Yeah, with the awesome name, I love it, dude. The title of your track is "Cry Me a River."
Oh, that's not my idea. That was Fatal Error, Ryan.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow,
yeah,
Fatal Error. Damn, that's a throwback. Old school.
We are good friends. We have always been friends. We talk a lot, and we talk almost every day. So, about the Tetris track, I kept telling Brandon, man, the project needs a Tetris track. We can't release a Game Boy project without a Tetris track.
Yeah, that's no doubt.
So I kept telling him about it, hoping that he will do it, or someone. He will look for someone to do it.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't planning to do Tetris. So one day it was the Steam summer sale, and I jokingly told him, well, if you give me Brothers the game.
Guacamelee, that was it.
Guacamelee, yeah. So I told him, if you give me this game, I will do it.
The bartering system.
I was joking, but then he did it. So I was like, what do I do now? I can't do this track. So, well, I had to do it because he gave me the game. So I had one day to remix that song. So I sat and did it in about 13 hours or so in that day. And yeah, I did that mixing one day, and at the end I was so tired, and I couldn't think of a name for the track, so I told Ryan, look, this is a track, I remixed Tetris, yeah, I did it, and you can give it a name. So we listened to the track, and he gave me the name.
Hey, nice, man. That leaves hope that maybe one day WillRock will arrange. What's your evil stuff? What, Final Fantasy 7 or whatever, 6, 7? Like that.
Anything Square related.
Anything.
Wow.
Would you do it for charity? Would you do it for like little kids?
No.
Just what
What do you expect me to say? Of course I would, Larry. I will do it for charity.
What a horrible person. I can't believe it, dude. Horrible.
Doesn't care about the children.
I'm a self-confessed evil bastard. So.
What a bastard, man. That's crazy, dude. I don't even believe it. What is it? Let's kind of go. Let's keep going down the line and whatnot. You know, we had Beverly talking about Donkey Kong, and then Alex, you had Donkey Kong, what's known, I guess, in Japan as Donkey Kong 94, the Game Boy version. There was some stuff arranged from that for in the Badass album series. But talk a little bit about that. Like, what put Donkey Kong?
Hold on a second. Has Bev got like all the land carts right there? Still got them?
She's got a. Oh, what? Oh, you can unmute your mic, yo. You were making a lot of noise, but yeah, get in there, yo. She's like, oh, I didn't know you did that. Come on.
Oh, crud! I must have leaned on it somewhere. Sorry.
Oh, that's all right. Nah, cool. Yeah, showing off the goods. What the hell?
Oh my goodness. Still got him.
Still got him. Not only that, but I still have my Game Boy Color, bright pink.
Oh, snap.
Nice.
Nice. Let me get that. Let me get that in the shot right there. Nice. Man, that's pretty sweet. Hey, look, I saw my reflection in it. That's pretty badass. What is it?
Nice.
So, Yeah, Alex, man, you did Donkey Kong for the Game Boy. Talk a little bit about why you selected that. Did you have any history with that, or was it similar to what Sir Nut said in that just, he was looking around and this was an awesome track?
Well, no, Donkey Kong is one of the first games I played on the Game Boy along with Pokemon. And I really wanted for a long time to arrange something from Donkey Kong, and I never got the occasion to get into the soundtrack and select something to remix. And so when the Game Boy project started a year or two ago, I said, that is the occasion, I need to remix Donkey Kong now. So I jumped into and decided to do Donkey Kong for the project. It's a game I played a lot.
Like, how old were you when you were playing this? Like, I mean, what, 94? Like, I don't know. Yeah, how old would that make you when you were playing this deal?
I remember it was my cousin who had the game. So when I was going to his place, he gave me his Game Boy, and I played the game on it. I was like 4, 5, something like this, and I was like, "What the hell I am doing with this guy jumping?" Completely crazy. There's a big monkey throwing barrels at some guy. What is happening?
Yeah. Dude, what is it? Let me ask real quick. So the showdown at the tower theme was used in your track. That comes in pretty late in the game, doesn't it? Did you actually get that far when you were like 5 or whatever, or like how did you know about that specific theme?
I bet the game even when I was very young. When I start my Game Boy, I like to play it, but yeah, when I was young, I got to the end of the game, even if it was quite hard for me. And yeah, the track was like, oh my god, at the final battle, and it was quite epic. And after the battle, you have another final boss, and it's
right.
like, oh my god, what's happening? Another
yeah,
final
they do a pretty big. There's a pretty substantial fake out. It's almost like one of those. Yeah, it's almost like one of those. What is it like?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, Alex, because I've been there as well.
Oh my goodness! Wow!
Oh, got it, man, dude. All right, we'll just say real quick that clearly Rexy is the most legit. There's no one more legit.
Are we gonna go through like every remixer on this call, and she's gonna hold up the game that they remixed for like each one?
To be fair, I do not. To be fair, I do not have the Smurfs, so we can leave that out of the question.
Nightmare. That'd be that would be crazy, dude. Well, so Alex, how long did it take you to put Taken together?
To create the remix?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I started it when the project started with WillRock and the Damned, and for a whole year, I left the track in my project folder and say, well, I'll wait for feedback or something on this track. Maybe one day I'll release it. I don't know. And when the project was taken back by Brandon and I decided to reopen the file and completely change the remix, improve it, because I got some experience during 1 year and I wanted to improve the general mix. And so it took maybe 1.5 years or maybe 2 years, but with a big gap in the middle.
Yeah, man. Well, sometimes that's what happens. I mean, we got so many mixers on this call. It's amazing. It's like I'm sure each and every one of you have had that project where you're just like, okay, yeah, I put it down and picked it back up. And we can kind of go down the line real quick. This is unrelated to the Game Boy album, but I just want to hear it. Not like the whole story, but just like name a track. Like, Alex, other than this, like, do you have any other tracks, starting with you, that, yeah, you were working on it, you picked it back up after a long wait, and then you got back on it?
Oh, yeah. I have the term track for the Badass No. 3 album. I started it for the second volume, and it didn't pass the panel or the staff evaluation, and I'm still working on that big baby for the third volume, and that's insane. The project file is so old, and I'm like, will I get this done one day? I don't know.
What game is it?
From Advance Wars on the Game Boy Advance.
Oh, okay, yeah, Advance Wars, nice, dude. Bev, what about you?
So I would have thought that apart from Almost Frozen, I didn't really have much of an experience in working with elder material, trying to make them up towards my mind date. So I'm pretty much sure that's pretty much the closest ideal I've got. Then again, there's also the second Ninzetsu 3 project, in which I did work on something right at the beginning, but then lost interest and went out for not a couple of years, more like many more years than that, and then jumped back on the project with something completely different.
Hey,
you know
nice,
what I mean?
Nice. Brandon,
Yeah.
the most prolific among us. Any particular remixes of yours that were, you finished them, but you put them down for a long, long time?
I usually finish stuff right after I start it, but I made a remake of my Xenogears remix. Remember the first mix I did for the Xenogears album?
Yeah, for Humans and Gears, yep.
In Joy and Sorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I got it rewritten out and everything, and I just need to record some guitar support and stuff. But it's been sitting for most of this year.
Nice, man. All right, hey, cool. That'll be nice to hear a redone take on that. No, Eino, you muted your mic. Come back to us, bro. Like, what about you? I mean, do you have a project that you put down for a while and then you eventually finish?
Every track of mine is like that. Actually, I take years to finish everything. Maybe the Mega Man track of the album.
Your Mega Man 2 track on this album was like that?
That's the only one that hasn't been like that.
Oh, okay.
The months in all, but every other track is like that. I have like 30 tracks that I finish, and they all like. That's about it.
Yeah. All right, man. What is it? You're kind of cutting out a little bit, but I heard most of that. What is it, Yvonne? What up, bro? What about you, man? Are you somebody that puts down works in progress for a long while and comes back, or are you like Brandon and you pick it up?
Well, there are several projects, but one I can think of is my track Cruisin', which I did back in 2011.
Oh,
and
shoot! Yeah.
I submitted it twice and it got rejected, and I picked up the project file back in 2013.
Aren't those judges assholes, man? Like, wow.
Yeah. And then I saw the track was a complete mess, so I just redid it from scratch.
Made you resubmit it twice, son. Unbelievable.
Yeah, but it finally passed.
That's true, man. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they're assholes though, for real. I hate them.
And
what is it?
There are several more tracks, right, for Brandon's Final Fantasy III project. I think I've done like 5 versions of the track. Each time I do a small work in progress, like 1 minute, and come back to it after a month or 2, and I see it's shitty and do it from scratch.
Oh, come on.
Man.
What you did, it can't be that bad. Come on.
Well,
like,
that's the only reason why I haven't finished the track yet. Brandon is asking me every week or so to finish
I love it.
Get to work, man.
Yeah, I'm working.
I love it, man. Jarrell, man, what about you, man? Like any projects of yours where you're just like, okay, I run out of ideas, but then you pick it back up?
You should ask me that in like 5 years when I've actually got some posted tracks on the site.
Oh, nice. All right, yeah, sure, man. I'm gonna hold you to this because this is on DJ P's birthday. So when he turns 40, I'm gonna be like, Jarrell, what have you done with your life, dude? So awesome! I can't wait. No, that was the perfect time to say that because I'm gonna hold you to it. I'm gonna remember this shit.
No, you're not.
I am gonna remember it. That's the thing. You're just, all you're doing is burning it more into my brain by denying it. So this is gonna be great. OCR Talkback number like 203. We're gonna grill the hell out of you. Mike, dude, what up, dude? What kind of projects have you picked back up after dropping them for a long time?
Oh, me. Well, with me is I either finish a track really quickly or I put it on for years. For example, that Top Gear track I did that got posted recently.
Wait, which track?
Top Gear.
Oh, Top Gear. Oh, yeah, that's right. That was awesome.
Yeah.
That was a great mix, dude.
But as I said in the email, that was planned for a project I was doing with Blind and Reza.
Yep, Reza, yep.
Back 7 or 8 years ago. So
Wow.
that's a track that took 8 years to be finished.
Oh, I totally remember Cernos's take on Top Gear because he ended up asking me over a couple of sources from the game for a possible inclusion for the PRC. That fell through though, but my God, that's a real push for the SNES for sure there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man, no doubt, yeah.
The thing with that track is that when I started it, I had a good bass, but the track I couldn't get, for some reason I couldn't get the mastering well, and it sounded like crap, and I tried everything and it sounded worse every time I tried something different. So I put it off for 1 year, and the next year I will pick it up again and put it off for 2 years and pick it up again. So finally, after 8 years, I said, this isn't going to get better. I gotta finish it now, and so I did. And well, seems like it was good enough.
Yeah. What is it, Tomias, man? Welcome aboard. Have you got your mic working?
Yeah, this is working.
Yeah, you're all good, man. Like, and also, congrats, you have the recent mix post with Angel City Outlaw. Let's upset a Troid. So you are stacking up them remixes high. You are nowhere near Brandon Strader, but you're stacking them high, bro. So yeah, we'll get to talking about your track on the album as well. But for the time being, yeah, remixes that you put down for a long time and then picked back up and successfully completed. You got any?
Yeah, like I had Mega Man 03 remix for the OverClocked Christmas album, Volume 7, and I had it since like July 2013, and it finished in like December. There's a Fittest remix.
That's not that long. We're talking about 8 years and stuff.
8 years.
You're like 3 months. I put that joint down and I came back and like I had a cup of coffee and cake. Give me the meat. I need a long term.
I don't think anything was like longer term than a year. So.
Yeah, I mean, what about that? Yeah, a year is a long time. What about that? Anything like that?
Nope. Like I think my longest hiatus was like 6 months on a track.
All right. We'll give it up to you. Panel, panel. Are we okay with that? Do we think that's acceptable?
Yeah.
Anybody will allow it. All right, Hakštok's allowing it. All right, WillRock, Thrill Rock. How are you doing, bro? What kind of stuff have you put back down, but then successfully resurrected from the dead?
I have one in particular that I'm thinking of, and it was for the Donkey Kong Country 3 project. Back when I was project whoring my way through the website, and I basically it was my first remix in another door. So obviously, there were going to be problems, and there were some big ones. And basically, I started the remix, and then I put it down, and then I picked it back up again, and I did a little bit more, and it went fucking wrong. And then as I put it down again, and then I pick it back up to find out that the project file's fucking gone, and so I remake it, and this is like 4 months later, and I'm trying to remake it, and I just can't get it right, and it's all going wrong. I'm telling Wes I hate him, and all of this bollocks. And basically, by the end of it, I brought on Steve-O, who made it absolutely bloody fantastic. I love him, and yeah, and then I went and ruined it at the end because I got so annoyed with how long it was taking. and I just threw in this bloody guitar solo that didn't fit the end. I was like, it's done. And then somebody posted on the OCR YouTube afterwards, I really like it, except for this one bit at the end where there's a guitar solo, and I think the rest of the remix is great, but that bit doesn't fit. And Steve-O was just like, that's probably because WillRock was getting annoyed with the track, and I was just like, yeah, that's exactly what happened. I got so annoyed that I just ruined it at the end. I couldn't be arsed with it anymore.
Oh my god. That's tremendous, man. What is it? Let me just interject real quick and mention that if you're watching and you want to ask questions, we're talking about Legacy, the Game Boy 25th anniversary album that's coming up next week on the 31st. That's when it's going to drop, the official 25th anniversary of the U.S. release of the original Nintendo Game Boy, the brick. But tweet your questions. We want your questions about video game music, about remixing, about this album. Use the hashtag OCR Talkback so that we'll see it, or direct it to @OCRemix. Give us a follow if you're not following already. We're gonna have Brandon lead the way in a little bit as far as just talking about various things about this album. Him and Alex will lead it. I'm just kind of picking everyone's brains about their individual tracks. So let me get Tamias showed up a little bit later on the show, which is awesome. He's got a track which is wonderfully past the panel. Duel in the Desert from Yu-Gi-Oh! Dark Duel Stories from the Game Boy Color. Did you play this game? Do you have any history with this game, or did you just randomly troll for awesome Game Boy music and discover it? Like, what's the story behind it?
I actually just went to look for something that would be in my comfort zone, like something Egyptian. So I went for Yu-Gi-Oh! And actually, Yu-Gi-Oh! is one of my favorite animes since I was a kid. So I picked one that I could get inspired by and create a kind of an original intro, so I can bring it in and add my original content, matching it with that.
Nice, dude. How long did the whole deal take?
I'm gonna take a look. I think when I started, it was March 2013, and when I finished, it was July 2014. So.
Can I just it looked like you were looking that up as if you had that information on hand. When did you write that down and why?
I had the folder full of the versions open and I'm looking at the process, saving date.
Okay. All right, yeah. No, he did look it up though. That was very encyclopedic of
That's fair enough. Like if he's looking up the dates in the project files and like the info, that's much better than what we thought. That you were writing down the dates that you did everything. kept like a written database.
I'd love that if people actually did that. That'd be great.
Yeah. When I actually first started it, I was pretty inspired, and actually ended up finishing the first version in 3 days. But then I went back several months later and checked the bass mixing. I'm like, oh, this is terrible. I gotta fix it. And I was like continuously reworking it again and again, and I was like, hey, what's up? Here's an update. What's up? Here's an update again.
Hey man, all good with that. Yeah, no, I mean you seem like you have a pretty good workflow. That did take a little while, but it's because it's kind of like Ivan was talking about with his Chrono Cross mix that finally passed the panel. He's like, or anything really. He's just like, yeah, I listened back and I got sick of it and. Blah 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 blah. I hate my own work, but he shouldn't. He's a good artist. What is it? Let's keep going around the horn and talking about the tracks on the album. Hopefully, Eino has got the mic, the connectivity working a little bit better. I want to get him involved if he can pop back on. Maybe he doesn't do the camera, but keep him back on. Eino, are you there, bro?
Yep.
All right, awesome, man. What is it? So you got the double shot. You collab with Tubers McGee. So who's got the most evil name I've ever heard? No, it sounds like an evil clown, but no, he's awfully nice. He's cool. Callum's cool. You did Batman for the Game Boy, which is I have no idea what the similarities are with the NES soundtrack, and then also Mega Man 2 for the Game Boy. Talk about that process. And same question goes to you. Did you know those games growing up? Like, what kind of connection did you have with them, or did you just research cool Game Boy soundtracks?
Actually, the story behind those that my tracks are people tracks.
Oh, you're fading.
Sorry, I can't hear a word of that. I'm sorry.
Hold on.
I feel bad, but...
Eino, go ahead, dude. Let's see if we can hear you.
One more try. Okay, both of those tracks are people remix of the different tracks. So.
Like your mic is changing volume.
I know your volume is actually changing mid-sentence. It's kind of weird. Like, hold on.
Have him yell the whole thing.
No, don't yell the whole thing. No. Yeah, wait, Eino, go ahead and drop out and like rejoin the call. Get the link from Brandon. Maybe it'll like connect it better.
Okay.
While we're we'll come back to you though, like no doubt. So don't even worry about that. But maybe try and drop it and then reconnect it. Maybe that'll work. Yeah, thanks, man. What is it, Alex?
Training.
For now. Oh no, that's all good. What is it? Yeah, go ahead, Will.
While he's not in here, who's Eino? I'm curious. I don't know who he is.
Oh my god! It's just unbelievable!
Wow.
Eve's Talco!
What's his face?
That was Will's reaction when I first appeared on Talkback.
You guys are hilarious, dude. You guys are the worst. Y'all are the worst.
I don't know who anybody is. I didn't know that Michael was at Sir Nuts for about a few minutes until you mentioned it. I was like, who's that guy with his face right up here like this?
Oh my gosh, you guys are
actually was like that too. I'm like, oh nice.
So for anyone, even though
I've seen you in the face 3 times and you still can't recognize my mug.
Fair enough. So let me just mention. Okay, stop talking about mugs. This is for everyone to check out. But so Eino Keskitalo, he's otherwise known as Evktalo. But what is it? He's got. Huh?
I think I know who you mean. Carry on.
That's right. So yeah, well, see, you know him by his forum handle. So anyway, he's got 2 awesome mixes on the site. Gunstar Hero Square Zero from the Be Aggressive album, and then a personal favorite of mine, Clockwork Groove from Castlevania 64. If you have not heard his stuff, do check them both out. They're very impressive tracks. He's a tracker musician by trade, so I love his stuff. Clockwork Groove is a favorite of mine. And he's also got a Deus Ex mix that's yet to be posted. That's really awesome as well. So I'm very hyped for that one to come out. But anyway, so that answers Will's douchey question. I'm kidding, man. Was it, Alex, man, you made this trailer. It's awesome as hell. You tag teamed a little bit with Jose. He didn't do like any direct editing there, but he did kind of assist you a little bit on that, just as far as the direction of the, direction of the trailer, some suggestions and stuff like that. But talk a little bit about that creative process, because the trailer is hype. And then also, Expert Novice has a great cameo at the end. Like, just talk about the creative process there, bro.
Well, it's not very complicated. I asked Brandon about what he wanted to have in the trailer, and he said, I want Game Boys in diapers, like baby Game Boys, and I was like,
yeah, I wanted to see a Game Boy in a diaper. It's a boy. That would be funny.
Oh, I like how nobody reacted. That was.
I'm reacting, but not in the way you're expecting.
There was like no good way to react.
I had started laughing at the lack of a reaction. That's how little reaction there was.
No, that's pretty baller. Honestly, you never know. Like, I'm kind of waiting for like a 30-minute Dwelling of Duels track that's called "It's a Boy," and it's like a big mega Game Boy, mashup.
Get Snapple Man on it.
Get Snapple Man on it. Yeah, that'd be pretty tight, man.
If there's going to be a 30-minute Dwelling of Duels track called "It's a Boy," how long's "It's a Man" going to be? Sorry, just thinking out.
No.
I apologize.
I like how you followed up that one stinker with an equally impressive stinker. That was nice, dude. That was brutal. Dude, you guys don't quit your day jobs. All right, Alex, yeah, so talk a bit about I like that though. So Brandon was like, okay, maybe we have a Game Boy in a diaper. You're like, get the hell out of here. Here's what I'm gonna do. What did that mean you were gonna do?
Well, when I make a video or trailer for an album, I usually go through the tracks and listen to the different styles of the tracks, and I try to say, oh, that part is good, and maybe I can use this one for a part, something. And I like to begin with the music and then try to build the video around the music and try to make a transition between different sections. And for instance, I wanted to start with something very calm, and that's why I choose Rexy's track for the beginning of the trailer, and apparently she appreciated a lot.
It's a sweet track.
And everyone goes silent just because of it. But anyway, much appreciated.
No. Hey, I will say that, and this is just because I'm a super, video game music nerd and all that. But I had to find out, and I tweeted, and I'm like, I tweeted to Dave Wise and Graham Norgate. No, WillRock, say some parting words, WillRock. Don't leave me like that. Come on, dude.
Goodbye. That's
my God!
Sorry.
See you, Billy.
Catch you later, Will.
Why does he call me Billy? I don't get it.
Billy
Because
Rock.
you're a Billy goat.
Have a good night, Billy.
For the same reason he calls me Becky.
Billiam.
If people call me Billy, it makes me gruff.
Wow. Wow, gosh. All right.
Sad trombone.
The stinker joke count is now WillRock 2, Brandon 1. So Will is winning at the bad jokes. That was a way to go out. No, so I tweeted today at David Wise and Graham Norgate and found out that the Crimlantis track was in fact composed by David Wise. So it's like super sleuthing. You just ask the composers. Like, oh. So Graham was nice enough to answer that question. That was pretty cool. Brandon, you're the man. Like, talk a bit about Super Mario Land. You did the Chinese theme. The what do they call that? What kingdom is that?
Chai Kingdom.
Chai Kingdom. That's right. Oh yeah, duh. What the heck? Sorry, the official track name, which is just so weird because yeah, I'd rather call it Chai Kingdom, but it's Chinese style stage BGM, which is amazing.
Wow.
That and probably offensive on some level. I don't know why.
I don't know if he did if he did a remix covering the Nazis for the Kirby series, then how much further can he actually go?
That's true. That's true, man. The Kurt Reich. Oh man. Wow. Anyway, that was a good track though. See, we're a very pervasive community. We allow everything. What is it? Hang in there, Eino. We'll try you one more time, bro. Brandon, we're going to talk about your two tracks, though, real quick. Super Mario Land, talk a bit about... Or actually, which one came first? Let's talk about that first. Which one did you develop and arrange first?
Super Mario Land.
Land or Dragon Ball? Oh, Mario. Okay, cool, man. So, what was the process like? Did it start as soon as... did it start actually before you took over the directorial role in the project?
No, it was pretty late. Like... After, let me think, very late June, I started working on that, I think. Yeah.
Damn, dude. Wow. You're the craziest workflow. You gotta be kidding me, man. You started in June?
Yep.
Anyway, I mean, don't get me wrong. Look, I've been around this community for, 12 years, and I know that people can make some stuff in a day or two and, really awesome polished work, but... I mean, Brandon Strader just kills me because it's just like he's the most prolific artist I think we've ever had in this community. So he's just like, yeah, it was June, 10 a.m. and then by June, 10th, 11 p.m. I got it done.
Yeah, I think I marked it down like Timaeus would do. I did that one on June 25th, and I did Dragon Ball on June 27th.
What in the world? All right, now I'm taking a safe guess here. I'm assuming you played Super Mario Land as a kid or in some fashion, but did you also grow up with Dragon Ball Z Legendary Super Warriors, which sounds like a super Englishy title?
I never played the DBZ game, but I always watched the anime on TV when I was growing up. I'd always get off the bus and run into the house and try to catch it on Toonami, Cartoon Network.
Nice throwback. All right.
Yep.
So, like, did you dig around? Did you actually go through a lot of different DBZ stuff? I mean, you know, I don't know how many DBZ games came out for Game Boy, but I mean, how much research did that involve?
Not too much. I think I just came across it one day and decided I wanted to do that. And I claimed it when WillRock had the project years ago. So it's been on the list for a while.
Hey, man, awesome, dude. What is it? Uh-oh. I got ladies here. Brandon, take over the show.
Oh. Let's ask someone else about something.
Ain't no in there, man.
Eino, can you speak?
Let's try. How does it sound?
Right. It's pretty good. Keep yelling into your microphone.
Excuse me?
Yell very loudly into your microphone.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah. Okay, well, about my tracks earlier, Larry asked me. Anyway, both of my tracks are actually even.
It's not
Your
any better.
sound is fine.
No.
Skipping again.
Oh no.
Okay,
Wow.
I give up.
Hey, no, have you tried writing down your responses and see if Larry can read it out live?
Oh my goodness.
Well, all right. Well, you could try that.
Yeah,
Let's
the
see.
camera and the microphone.
Timaeus, have you talked about your song yet?
Yeah, it was the Yu-Gi-Oh! Dark Duel Stories, the Duel in the Desert remix.
Did everybody talk about their song?
I've talked about the game that I played, but we didn't exactly get towards the specific track.
All right, we'll talk about your
I
song.
was gonna say, so yeah, I actually did work on it while WillRock was hosting the project originally. I just wanted to see if I can actually find some way to actually bring out my inner reflective character at the time. I was originally hoping to do something a bit more upbeat, like the chimpanzee clouds or the construction site, but then again, I ended up going towards the Kremlantis music because of its general structure and something much more easier to try and see if I can get a great creative flow out of it. It's just. You have to imagine what it's like to just go underwater with the monkeys in the first place. How does it even work? I'm sorry, it's one of those things. So yeah, most of the backbones were there when when Will was hosting it. Sorry, and then when Brandon took over, he was like, finish it, and I just kept pushing hard. As for the extension, pushed it some more. There we go, right in the bank. Oh, and Sir Nuts is gone.
You're making everyone leave.
Oh, man.
I am a terrible person.
No, you're not. So, Alex, what did you want to ask?
I leave for 2 seconds. Hold on, real quick before we get to Alex. I leave for 2 seconds, and like you thin the herd. How dare you? No, I'm kidding. I saw Lowell. I saw Lowell was up. It's all right. Go ahead, Brandon and Alex.
Yeah, go ahead.
What do you mean, me go ahead? I'm practically done with this.
Alex, was there anything you wanted to ask or talk about?
Not really. Don't know.
Go ahead, Larry.
Oh my gosh! No, I enjoyed this, yo. You were about to take over these hosting duties, so I'm enjoying this right now. Eino was showing. Hold on, Eino was showing. What do we got there?
Oh, is that the original box?
Is it the original box? Pull it back a little bit, bro.
The original US box for the Game Boy.
Whoa, dude.
Wow.
Damn. Nice star, man.
My eyes are wide open.
That's tremendous, man. That's awesome.
What?
Oh, it was
Oh, the grandfather of them all, Tetris. That's tremendous, dude. I like how he's contributing. Oh, Double Dragon 2. I wonder if that was any good, dude. And I feel bad that his mic isn't working that hot because the thing I'm wondering is, I mean, look, right? I remember Street Fighter 2 came out for the Game Boy, and just like, this is brutal. This is no good at all.
Actually, I got Mortal Kombat 2 for the Game Boy, and that was like the worst game I've ever played in my life. Like, what is this?
Wow.
You can only one punch, one kick. Everybody had like one special move.
Yeah.
There's only 6 people in the game.
What does Eino have right there? Oh, that's Contra right there. Is that Probotector or whatever?
Yeah, it is.
Oh wait, we got a shark.
Since you're all mentioning Game Boy guilty pleasures, I might as well say right off the bat that mine is Animaniacs, which basically seemed like a very obvious knockoff for Kirby's Dream Land in terms of structure. But then again, the graphics seemed really fuzzy for what they were. The gameplay was more based on trial and error more than anything else. But even then, I just kept playing it because of my love for 90s cartoons. You know what I mean?
Man, when you mention how shitty Animaniacs was as far as the mechanics and everything like that, it just makes me wish that when we were all younger, we were all connected. Like, hey, do you want to work at the game company and play these games? Because it doesn't seem like the standard was that high for QA. You could have just like bullshitted around and done nothing.
Yeah. The only way in which I could make my attacks effective was by doing them in the air. Otherwise, if I do them in the ground, there's too many frames to actually execute the whole thing. So you might get hit before it actually triggers.
Yeah.
It's just bizarre.
A lot of those old games were just not good. I mean, I had Animaniacs for Genesis, and that was also not a good game. But I played the crap out of it.
Oh man, look at Eino's comment here. That's not his Game Boy. He borrowed that from somebody 17 years ago and never gave it back.
Wow, you're a thief.
What?
Your name is Thief now.
Wow.
Your name is Thief now. Like Awakening, when you steal from the thing, they call you Thief for the rest of the game.
That's unbelievable. Oh, okay, he clarified. I don't have the Game Boy, just the box and these 3 games.
Still stole the games.
Yeah, man. No, I think he bought the games.
Oh.
And borrowed it. Yeah.
Luckily enough, I did not steal my own copy.
No.
Eino is a thief. I'm looking at Ben there. He's got Link's Awakening right there.
We're gonna rename him. We're gonna rename his forum account on the forums to Thief.
You better not. Don't touch his forum account. How dare you? What is it? Yeah, damn. Hey, we got DarkeSword. Welcome aboard, bro.
What's
up,
guys?
man?
How's it going?
We're talking about Legacy, Game Boy 25th anniversary, directed by Chernabogue and Brandon Strader.
Yeah.
We've got a murderer's row of remixers. This is pretty damn awesome.
Yeah.
And I know Shark. You played the Game Boy a lot. Share a little bit of Game Boy memories.
I did not play the Game Boy a lot.
Nothing.
No, I had a Game Gear.
Sega does what Nintendo.
Yeah, Sega does what Nintendo, because Sega uses 6 AA batteries that run out in 2 hours.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I had a Game Gear, and I think the first Nintendo portable system I got was the DS. Yeah. My brother had a Game Boy. Yeah. No, I had a Game Boy Advance. That's right. I had a Game Boy Advance. Yeah.
I was gonna say, did your brother have a Game Boy Color or something a little bit?
He had a Game Boy Pocket. He bought a Game Boy Pocket, and he got Pokemon, and that was his deal. And then he got super into all those monster games like Ace Your Dreams, and he was really big into Dragon Quest Monsters or Dragon Warrior Monsters. That was a huge one for him. He made his friend buy it, and they played it all the time, trading monsters and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I played a lot of Game Boy Advance, I guess, which counts. A lot of RPGs and stuff. Mario Kart,
it counts it counts in the way of saying that you grew up on the NES when you played the SNES.
Yeah, but see, I grew up on the NES, so it's okay. Yeah.
No, awesome. What is it? Eino is typing in notes right now, so I will go ahead and be nice. He also says Game Gear for the win, which is awesome.
Yeah.
He was going to say about he was going to say about his tracks, and this is really cool because they're both originally based from People's Remix competition tracks.
Yeah.
So that's actually pretty sweet. And yeah, and he finished them up due to the project. So he said that Tubers, Callum helped him on the Batman track on short notice, and it's actually either their third or their fourth collaboration. So
Nice.
yeah.
Can I just say something? Can I just say something real quick? People's Remix competition is over 10 years old. Can you believe that?
Wow. Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Awesome. That's crazy, and it's awesome.
Dude, DJ Pretzel's 35 years old today. Can you believe that?
People's Remix competition was around back when DJ Pretzel was 25.
That's crazy, man. That's
just doing
scary,
your math,
dude. So he started OC Remix. He had the idea when he was 20.
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet, man.
So.
Get it off the ground at 20 years old.
What did you do when you were 20?
Flunked out of college.
Anything of consequence when you were 20 years old?
Yeah, I flunked out of college. Oh, what's going on with me? I don't know about you guys.
I made really good pictures at Ecker Drugs in the photo lab.
Yeah. Anybody else want to throw in on this?
Yeah. Anyone do anything of note when you were 20 years old? On the level of OC Remix, on the level of creating OC Remix.
Oh,
nobody. Yeah,
Nobody.
man.
No.
What is it?
Dave wins.
Dave definitely wins. And Eino says that the Batman track is from December 2013, while the Mega Man 2 track, and that's 2 Roman numeral 2 for the Game Boy series, is from April of this year. And PRC, he does some horns on PRC. I think Eino, but you can type it in the chat. But your Deus Ex mix, was that also from PRC? I think you mentioned. Maybe.
Wasn't that part of the Deus Ex album that you guys did?
Yeah. No, it's not from the. It's not from the album. It actually it was done after the album, and and we had so many UNACO mixes. It's like that's the only thing anybody wants to arrange from Deus Ex is UNACO, and we have that, and we have one from Nervous Test Pilot that's UNACO as well. And all I can think about is like, do not post them soon. Do not post them close to one another. Because, like, that's the one Deus Ex from the original Deus Ex. That's, like, the theme. I'm like, please, somebody arrange other stuff. That said, both of their takes on it are actually really awesome. But, yeah. Yes, and he does rightly note that when People's Remix Competition 199 was happening, there were no UNACO remixes on the site. I know, but just having been around, like, the scene a while, you know, hearing whips, seeing BG Mix stuff, it's like, yeah, that was the track. Like, I mean, that is the track. And everybody, it's universally loved. What is it? Alex and Brandon, talk a bit about, you know, because we can't have every artist literally on the call. Can we talk about some of the other tracks on there? Can you guys maybe pick some? I mean, everything's a highlight. It's only 14 tracks, so there's, you know, it's a pretty tight album. You know, it's just under an hour, but you know, there are a lot of tracks we didn't get to talk about. Either one of you want to take that and maybe discuss a few of the pieces that we didn't get to talk about so far on the show? I mean, there's Argyle, Blue Lighter and Expert Novice collaborated, Dusk, Kylie and Lemon, Guitar Hero and Your Daily Water. Give me some thoughts.
You want to go first?
Yeah. What I just want to say is that all the other tracks are very diverse. You have all kinds of genre on the album, and that's something very interesting about it because you don't know what to expect with the following tracks on the album, and that's something very cool, and I really love it.
Hey, awesome, man. Yeah, no, I mean that's kind of a thing we do. It's almost like a take it or leave it kind of thing in a way, because you know, some people are like, oh, I need an album to be in one genre, and then you know, other people are like, no, I like the diversity. There's a lot of styles, so. We obviously lean toward the appreciating a lot of styles, but you know, good deal. Brandon, any particular tracks on there you want to discuss, kind of highlighting that diversity, like Alex was talking about?
I could talk about a few of them. I really like Argyle's song from Censored Legend 2 because he uses mellotrons a lot. I love the sound of those, so I think that's great. The Legend Begins.
You may, hey, let me just mention this. I don't know if I got like a mean PM back. Hold on a second, like that. Hold on. There we go. It is now titled Gift of the Magi. Do you know why? Because The Legend Begins is actually the name of the source tune.
Really?
So, Adam was nice enough to PM me a new title because I looked. Yeah, I was just checking it. Like, oh, the title, because you had it in the file name, title theme, and I'm like, well, let me find the official name of that because I know there was a Saga 2 album that came out. It's like track 1, The Legend Begins. I'm like, oh my gosh. What in the hell happened? So yeah, I messaged him and he's like, you can name it Piss Pants, for all I care. And I had to calm him down, like, okay, just come up with something, please, or whatever. Or what did he say? Yeah, hold on. Yeah, you can. Hold on. I have no idea for another name. You can call it Piss Pants as far as I'm concerned. Oh my god. I'm like, it's not that serious, but you got something for me, and
well, it is kind of serious,
Yeah, I know. It's like semi.
We don't want remixes of like songs just called like title theme remix.
Green Hill Zone.
Green Hill Zone remix.
Yeah. So anyway, Gift of the Magi, but yes. Sorry, go ahead, bro. You were mentioning the Mellotrons in there, and also Adam is just a general badass, and his stuff is good. What else were you saying about that, Brandon?
Yeah, I just love Mellotrons, and I'm glad he uses them in pretty much every mix he does.
Did you put him on that, or like, or did you like threaten him with death if he didn't, employ the Mellotrons?
No, he's been doing that for a while now. It's just something I noticed.
Yeah. No, cool. And what other tracks did you have any particular comments about?
Hylian Lemon's track, Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening, Face Your Nightmares, the chiptune one.
Yeah.
I like that.
No, Hylian Lemon is he's awesome as hell. Like, he's got the 9-bit, fake bit style, just down, super polished.
And he made it pretty quick.
Dude, that's always good, man. Did you recruit from like the school of Brandon Strader, like the quick workflow, like amazing?
I guess. I must have.
Yeah.
It only took a month. It's pretty good.
Yeah, you must have, man. You're crazy, dude. I don't know how you do it, man. Like, you gotta let us know about the secrets, man. Let us know about the secrets, bro.
Yeah,
live setups.
If I tell you my secrets, you won't need me anymore.
Well, to be fair, Brandon and I worked with Ben during the Wily Castle Gauntlet 2011, is it? And my God, his workflow in it is absolutely crazy. And not only that, I in so much intricate detail while still being able to explore various atmospheres at the same time is absolutely amazing. I'm really happy to have seen his growth happen so fast.
Yeah, man. I remember when he was a scrub. No, I'm kidding. No. When he arrived, he was already pretty formed as a musician. But yeah, go ahead.
I was about to say, to be fair, as a former PLC host, I remember when he was a scrub as well.
All right, yeah, that's awesome. I love when you guys get good, and I'm just like, man, I remember when you were garbage. Yeah. Oh, Shark, yeah, you're the oldest school among us here, so it's just like, yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember when everyone was garbage.
I remember when you were garbage.
I remember.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Hey, Bev, Beverly, how do you pronounce your track, by the way? So it's Banaqua?
That's it, yes. And I was about to say, I remember a time when Larry's obsession wasn't with the MacBit, but rather his Pube Pro.
Yeah, Pube Pro.
Wow, bro. Wow, that's
brought it back. Oh my goodness.
I keep it pretty trim. Anyway,
yeah.
Thank you guys. Hold on. Always, Eino was saying about Hylian Lemon that he's a PRC veteran and always makes great tracks with great story-like progressions. Like Brandon said, he's crazy, and his workflow is awesome. His track is the penultimate, Face Your Nightmares. Definitely check that out because it's 3 different themes from Link's Awakening, including Ballad of the Windfish. How could you not? Like Alex or Brandon, obviously, on a Game Boy album, the scope of it could be unbelievable. Obviously, we wanted to get it out, next week in time for that U.S. anniversary. But if you had your druthers, maybe you come back in 5 years for Game Boy 30th anniversary, like a sequel or whatever. What other kind of Game Boy games are you hoping to see? And all the other artists, please feel free to jump in as well, because there's just a ton of Game Boy and Game Boy Color games that need some love.
I think in 5 years we could cover all of them.
I think in 5 years you could cover all of them. If you decided that was your new focus, that would be it. So, yeah, man. Alex,
somebody better cover Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle. That's all I'm saying.
I like that soundtrack for the NES. I have no idea if it's similar on the Game Boy, but that was my cut. And the game, I had no fucking clue. I couldn't get through anything, but the music was tight.
I had Bugs Bunny's Birthday Bash. Remember that game?
Was that Game Boy or what was it?
No, it was for NES.
Okay.
It's a terrible game. It's really awful. It's not a good game. I played the crap out of it. I played it like religiously. It's terrible.
It's really bad.
Lovely.
Alex, the Game Nerd actually has a really good episode about that game.
Oh yeah, and he has a good fight with Bugs Bunny. So.
Yeah, there's a guy in a Bugs Bunny suit, and he's just like beating out of him. It's great.
Oh yeah. No, I remember that. That's a great episode. Alex, any particular Game Boy games that if you could have, or maybe for another go, that you think should be included in a Game Boy tribute album like this?
Maybe Super Mario Land 2, because it's a common request I see on the internet, and I also love the game. I played it a lot too, and if we have Game Boy Volume 2, maybe we can do Super Mario 2. That's just a suggestion.
Yeah, dude. 6 golden coins, man.
Yeah.
I still remember those commercials. Yeah, I'm Wario. It's
like Mario. Into it was crazy.
They were cool commercials, yeah. No, that's good. Yeah, and it's too bad WillRock's gone, because I think did WillRock do an arrangement of that, or who am I thinking of? I
don't know.
That's WillRock. Yeah. He did the Castle theme.
Yeah, man. What is it? It's weird because it's a really rare. It's really rare to see that in the community, but. Anyway, yeah, that would be nice to see. For the rest of you guys, Tim, you're being really quiet over there. I know because you're tweeting a question. But what is it? Any other Game Boy games that you're like, hey, come on now, what's going on?
Oh well, I don't really think I've branched out to many Game Boy games because I was kind of a poor kid back then. But I did actually play Pokemon, Mega Man, Battle Network, which is Game Boy Advance. Bugs Life, Tetris. So just some of the old but kind of classic, but not really well known games.
I like how you wedged in a Bugs Life, with Pokemon and Tetris. An ancillary product for a movie launch. That's pretty sweet. Did it have good music?
I don't really remember the music, so I don't know.
Oh, wah, wah, wah. I feel bad for River Composed, Yeah, and honestly though, I don't know. Does anybody else have any other picks? Like Mike, even Jarrell, Sharik, Bev.
I will say.
Sorry. Cernuts can go first.
Okay, I will say Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, Radical Rescue, has excellent music. I actually asked WillRock to do it because I think his style will fit perfectly for a remix of any of those tracks. They are fantastic. Classic Konami goodness.
Yeah. Hey, sweet. Hey, Beverly, what were you going to come up with?
Well, I was going to say, Sharik, I still remember you wanted me to cover the flower music from Mario and Yoshi.
Oh, yeah.
What theme? What theme?
The flower theme.
The flower theme from Mario and Yoshi. It's actually on NES. It was just called Yoshi.
I know.
It was also, I think, called Yoshi Egg in Japan. It's probably one of my favorite VGM pieces ever, just from a purely compositional perspective. Brandon, are you leaving? Are you going to work?
I have a couple minutes.
Okay. Okay. Just like holler when you're going to leave, so we can all say bye.
All right.
But yeah, that flower theme from Yoshi is just, it's really beautiful, and it would lend itself really well to like some kind of like a cappella arrangement, or like a piano, or like a string quartet or something. It's kind of like a I guess like a fugue or a round kind of feel to it. It's really excellent.
Yeah. Hey, awesome, man. And Eino is mentioning that a Japanese-only Game Boy release called Cave Noir has awesome music, so that's nice. I will check that out. Maybe it's at a Hoots Game Boy, GBS archive. He has the best Game Boy music archive.
Yeah, I gotta hit that. It's hard to find good GBS archives and stuff.
One thing that's really cool, I'll just say as a little note of trivia. So there's an Asterix mix, and there's also the Smurfs Nightmare, and both of those soundtracks done by Alberto Jose Gonzalez. So he's a Game Boy music legend. He's kind of one of those like Tim Fallon types that doesn't get his due, but say what?
He's a really cool guy.
McAlpy, yeah. Do you get to talk? Have you talked to him or anything like that, or you just kind of follow like some of his social media accounts, Mike?
Yeah, I follow him. I have talked to him a few times. He's really cool.
Yeah, he's awesome. And even in the olden days, he's one of the he's an old school legend. And he was one of the composers back in the day that emailed DJ Pretzel like, hey, saw some of my stuff arranged on the site and I'm really enjoying it. So, Alberto Jose Gonzalez is super cool. So I thought it was a really nice touch that he's got not one but two tributes on it. He's awesome. So hopefully
his music is really in the style of old Commodore 64 tracks with a lot of arpeggios and stuff like that. It sounds really like that style of music, but it's always awesome.
Yeah. And I'll just say real quick, because I want to make sure to get Brandon in there with some final thoughts from him before he rolls. But also, if there's another Game Boy thing, like Game Boy, Legacy 2, Legacy Harder, or Leg Harder, or whatever.
Son of Legacy.
Yeah, Legacy 2, Son of Legacy. That's right. So if there's Legacy 2, Son of Legacy, gotta have some old school vert with like Shantae, or Eminem's Minnie's Madness, or Who Wants to Be a Millionaire on Game Boy Color, or Hubert, or whatever, dude. But there's got to be some vert up on there. I don't know if anybody has the gears turning in their head like, yes, I see this Legacy 2, Son of Legacy.
Now that you mention it, I'm surprised we don't even have any Metroid 2 on this thing.
Yeah, what's the deal, man? Yeah. You know what, though? Metroid 2 has a really strange soundtrack.
Yeah. I know, but it's but I guess Metroid, it's got the huge following behind it.
It's remixable. We got remixes of it.
Yeah,
it is kind of a weird soundtrack.
It is.
Yeah, but don't sleep on Metroid 2. I mean, that, whatever that closing theme. Yeah, SR388. That's right. Eino was saying that. Yeah, SR388. That theme is amazing. I mean, that's totally overlooked as far as like awesome Metroid music. What is it? Hey, Brennan, since you got a roll, just want to make sure to get your final thoughts on this album. Hard sell the peoples. Game Boy 25 at .ocremix.org is going to be the URL when that comes out next week. Just sell the album, man. Why should people check this out?
You should check out the album because it is very good, and if you don't, you're probably a jackbutt. I didn't say a bad word, but you know what I mean. You're a bad person if you don't check out this album. So there. It's very good.
If you don't check out this album, you were probably a Sega fan.
Yeah. You don't want to.
You're probably Shark on Sorry after the game with 6 AAA batteries.
We gotta do Game Gear. We gotta do a Game Gear album, man.
Somehow I don't see that happening.
No, absolutely not.
I can't see it happening either because most of the killer Game Gear games actually
Sega Master System.
Yes, the Master System. I was about to bring that up. Yeah.
All Master System.
Oh my gosh, man. Hey, all right. Hey, Brandon, man, thank you so much, dude. And, of course, thank you for directing this, too. Along with Alex, you guys rescued this album. It's kind of like Eino says, thanks to Brandon and Alex for rescuing the legacy. You guys rock, and Brandon, you know, always good to have you on Talkback as always, bro. And you know, you've got 11 billion mixes waiting to be posted. I can't wait for them all to come out.
Thank you to all these people for being a part of it. And I'm handing it over to Chernabogue. Have a good night.
Man. Hey, cool. Take care, man.
Night.
Later, man.
Look after yourself.
See you, man.
Yeah, Brendan.
So yeah, I almost see like, you know, I see Alex kind of like in that Badass 3 mold, you know, like taking over Legacy 2, Son of Legacy, which is sweet. So I'm like, go now. This is you. This is you.
Son
You
of
can do
Legacy.
it. You have 5 years. You have 5 years to develop this. Like, you could have babies by then. Like, this is how serious. This is how long a development cycle you have. So like, you know, get on it. And Eino is rattling off more suggestions. So he's got Shining Force. Oh, are you talking about?
Those are more suggestions from the Game Gear album.
Game Gear album.
Game Gear.
Causing a bastard stepchild of Legacy.
Those are some good suggestions, though. We can do this.
No, good stuff. Shining Force Gaiden, Legend of Illusion, Wonder Boy 3.
Yeah.
Sega. He said, this is
Echo the
awesome.
Dolphin, too.
What's that game? Is it Solstice? Is that for Game Gear?
That was on NES with a Tim
No.
There was another
soundtrack, unless there was another
Sylvan
Solstice.
something. Not Solstice. It starts with an S. It's Sylvan something.
Soulfeast was
Sega
Sega
remix.
Soulfeast?
Game Gear
That was
remix.
Sega CD.
Oh, okay.
Sylvan Tale. Sylvan Tale was on
Oh yeah.
Game Gear.
Oh man, okay, all right, yeah,
That's a deep cut.
Game Gear. What is it? I feel bad.
did the remix.
Well, so Phoenix. Hold on, let me just mention real quick.
Okay.
Just because we've been taking a few questions with OCR with hashtag OCR Talkback on the Twitter, and Phoenix Down had one for Eino. You can type them out. I'll read them eventually when you get to them. But he says, could you share some thoughts you have regarding participation in the remix role-playing compo, which coincidentally is headed up by Phoenix Down, who has asked this question. So he's looking for a shameless plug for the remix role-playing compo. The remix role-playing compo created and hosted by Phoenix Down, the remix role-playing compo. So anyway,
Tyler Perry.
So we'll wait for Eino to type up his thoughts that he has regarding participating in the remix role-playing compo, and we'll answer that question. Jive Master, who came out with Green Hill Sessions on overclockrecords.com. Go buy that right away. So DarkeSword, when is anger management coming out? I have no idea what he's referring to. Go for it.
Okay, anger management. I don't know if you saw this. A couple weeks ago, Steve-O was doing this thing on Facebook where he was taking all of his friends' profile pictures and then he was photoshopping them into album covers from the 90s.
Nice.
So just like weird photos of people with like bad typography, which is basically what album covers were in the 90s. So he took my profile pic, which is me just going like into the it's like a close up of me doing that face, and he took that and he just made it black and white, and he just put like anger management on it, and it put like an explicit lyrics like warning on it. It's pretty crazy. Yeah.
The most gangster DarkeSword album we may ever see.
It's hilarious. It's so good. But all of those covers he made were hilarious, and you can't see them unless you're friends with him on Facebook. So whatever.
I gotta say, Jive Master is part of this album too.
What?
Yeah, I did vocals for my track, for the Castlevania track.
Damn! Are there lyrics too, or just vocals?
Well, they are vocals because it's an 80s track, so I wanted to put the vocoded effect there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he did them, and yeah, he always do it when I ask him, and he gave me some vocal lines. Some I had to leave out because, well, you know, they are not safe for work. As usual, but yeah, he did those.
Wait, who did those? Steve-O?
No, Jive.
Jive Master.
Jive Master.
Oh, Jive Master. Oh, duh. Okay. a helicopter knife fight. Oh, we didn't even credit him in the song. Should we credit him with like a cameo? Or is there nuts featuring Jive Master? I don't know. That'll probably ruin his professional career.
Yeah.
But we'll see. If anyone deciphers what the vocoded lyrics said, I'll probably end up crediting Jive Master. I'll be like, yeah, come on now. What is it? He's awesome as hell. Like I said, Green Hill Sessions. Get it on OverClockRecords.com. Eino is really on the Game Gear stuff though. Power Strike 2 is a great Game Gear soundtrack. Defender of the Oasis mentions as well. Like, hey, go to SMS Power and like get all these, Game Gear and Sega Master System era soundtracks. They're pretty sweet. Let me just read his answer real quick on the remix role-playing compo. He says it's a pretty cool compo, and I like how the concept is a little different. He likes how the brackets are different, with the villain bracket and versus style matchups, and the hero bracket having an RPG thematic theme to mix against. So he likes that there's a cool story progression to it. And he said the summon and fallen systems are theoretically cool, allowing you to stay on the compo or collab or challenge your theme, so that's pretty cool. And I don't think anyone's done a collab or fallen mix yet, and there have been a lot of dropouts. So he says, personally, it's been hard to do the mixes with the little time I personally have, but I've had good time and 2 good tracks and 1 bad track. So he's going to keep answering, but yeah, man, he says it's a good compo, would do again. So I like it. Dude, anything to make, Eino make music is good, because I really, and he missed this while he dropped off, but I was putting him over strong, that I really enjoy his Clockwork Groove Castlevania 64 mix. Like that popcorn style is just super awesome. I love it. Like that little popcorn style synth, the poppy thing he threw in, whatever the hell that is in the tracker. Good stuff. I love it. He's awesome.
I like how he mentions good compo would do against, and I'm like, a year after Phoenix finishes this, we got to do Remix Role Playing Compo 2, Son of Remix Role Playing Compo.
Oh, that's right. No doubt.
Revenge of the Son of the Remix.
So Tamaya's had a question, and I feel bad because Brandon was on the call and he would have been perfect to answer this question. I think his answer would be no, but let me ask a question, and we'll go down the line. Does anyone feel any less accomplished when they finish a track really quickly?
Now hold on. Let's start with Tamias. Answer your own question.
Yes. Like for Brandon Final Fantasy 3 album, I actually finished was it a Fat Chocobo Appears remix in about 3 days. So, yeah.
Damn, dude. Did you feel like you cheated, or like what's wrong with that?
I felt like there was a kind of a bit of copy paste and modify kind of thing, but it's a really fun concept. I think
How dare you? There was a copy and there was a paste? Wow.
Okay, here's the thing though. You know what they call that? That's recapitulation. That's an actual thing that people do when they write music.
Nah, man, he cheated, dog. That's what we call.
It's a real thing that people do.
Maybe in music theory they call it recapitulation, but what I call it is cheating like a motherfucker. That's what I call it.
The and a repeat sign, and come on.
It's often used in programming. No problem there.
Yeah, man. What the heck, man? Like, what? Oh, wow. No wonder he asked this question, because he feels very dirty. And like a morally bankrupt person, and I agree. And so I like the rest of us on the call to dogpile, and I'll accuse him of being a cheater. And we're also going to go back and analyze your other OC remixes and maybe remove them for the next lockdown. And this is a very serious offense right now. No, go ahead. No, Shark. I mean, I will bag on you for FF5 Water, of course, because I need to. So some tracks could take a super long time.
Yeah.
But you've had tracks go super duper quick.
Yeah.
Talk about that, because to me it feels like, and I'm not a musician, so I'm kind of just setting the table for you. When you have that concept, just and the ideas are just writing themselves, and everything is feeling like everything's flowing wonderfully. Don't you feel more accomplished that everything happened more quickly?
Yeah, I feel better about that. It's just like, I hit it, and the ideas clicked like perfectly, and it just came together and it happened. Like Time Slips Away, Final Fantasy X Time Slips Away, my Hurry remix. 5 hours, start to finish, from scratch, on a Sunday night. I just started, and I was just like, I'm just going to do this. And the ideas just flowed. And then I was just like, oh, 5 hours later, I'm done. Render, sent it to, Kyle and whoever. They were organizing it, and they were just like, what? Wow, when did you do this? I'm like, earlier today? So,
that was for the Hurry project, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was for the Hurry project. And it's one of my best remixes, weirdly enough. And then also like Ancient Hero, which is arguably my most popular remix that I've ever written. It's like some like high school actually took it and like transcribed it and arranged it for their wind ensemble and performed it. That's crazy. And like I wrote that in 8 hours total over the course of 2 days. I came up with the idea one day, and then the next day I went back and added the middle section, and then that was it, and it was done. And sometimes it just happens that way. I don't think there's any. I don't think I feel bad. I think I feel great when that happens, when the ideas flow and you get it out there, when everything clicks, because it's just like, wow, this is really working. It feels good when a piece of music just works.
Yeah,
I feel worse. I feel worse when a track takes me forever. It takes me a couple of years or something. Like I have
present example.
Yeah, I mean Final Fantasy V, not the Final Fantasy V one, but like there's other tracks that I'm still working on that I just wish I could finish, but it's just like the ideas are not coming. Like I have this this remix of Magus's theme from Chrono Trigger called Magus Takes 5, which is Magus done in the style of Dave Brubeck's Take 5. And then I took that and then I did a new version of it, and it's still not like I can't get anywhere with it, and it's like I feel worse when it's like it takes a long time to do a track.
You just I not that this is like a new or novel idea, but I don't know, man. I almost like the notion of doing a compo where you take like a half finished whip or something like that. Like maybe if people can work in the same DAW or whatever, you come up with a project file or whatever, however that shizzle works. But anyway, you just present a concept and you're like, I'm at a dead end. Does anybody have ideas? Let's see who's got the coolest ideas on how to like turn it into a collaboration. That could be pretty cool.
It would be technically difficult to execute.
It would be.
Different DAWs and different sample libraries and stuff. Yeah, Eino's saying remix rescue compo. That's a good name for it, but honestly, in execution, it would be absurdly difficult to do. You wouldn't really need. I don't think you would want to do it as a compo. I think you would want to do it as like a workshop kind of thing, where like like you hop on like Twitch or like a Hangout or something on like a Friday night or a Saturday night or something, and you're like, all right, here's what I'm working on, guys. I'm stuck. Let's do it, and then
I'm ready to drop around 50 tracks on that.
Yeah. remix. Maybe we could do that as a show or something like remix.
That's nice. I like that.
The next episode.
Either like you or me, and then we get like a remixer to come on top come on and like they share their screen, and then we just like go through, and people like on Twitter are watching, and they're like, hey, try like a saxophone, try this crappy dark sax sound font or something.
But I have to agree with Sharik there. There is nothing wrong with finishing a track really quickly.
Yeah.
Sometimes you sit there and everything clicks, and you feel good when the track is done. For example, with this Tetris track, I told you I did it in one sitting, in one day. I spent around 10 hours working on it. And at first I was, oh my god, I'm mixing Tetris. What the hell am I gonna do? So I thought, well, I'm mixing Tetris. Let's go ham. And I went ham. I said, well, I'm gonna do EDM, really ham on the EDM, and it worked out. And sometimes everything clicks and falls into place, and in the end, that's not bad. Just how inspiration works sometimes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Anybody else on can anybody else speak to that feeling? Like, was it kind of like, oh, whoa, that was too easy. That was not difficult, and I wanted it. I wanted the difficulty. Like, Alex or Bev or Yvonne, what's up?
I actually felt really proud that when I did a track for Punchfest, I recorded like all guitars in 1 hour, and it usually takes me.
Oh, I was about to bring up Punchfest as well.
Yeah, it usually takes me days to record guitars, and this time I recorded them all in 1 hour, and I was like, yeah.
See,
that's really good.
That's what's good about the compos, though. I mean, the compos kind of force you to do that throughput, develop that just like, all right, just do it kind of mentality.
Yeah, I think some of my best tracks are from compos, especially from the ones from Mega Man and Sonic, the last one.
Yeah.
To be fair, I'm kind of in Eino's boat in this one. While doing these tracks for Punchfest, we're absolutely avoiding to get by just because of the time limit restrictions more than anything else. There's also a lot of room to actually improve the tracks to a point that you would absolutely love the track yourself. So it's just more of a feel of whether you want to polish them up after the fact or anything.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say though, but based on that though, I mean, it's kind of like Shark is saying. That's a great reason why you want to get in the combos, because it forces you to just move, to keep moving and just not overthink it. And Eino has a really great point. He says you definitely learn what you're slow with in combos. That's a really amazing point. Yeah. So if you're bad with drums, get into some combos and you'll just be like, whatever, just lay this pattern down or whatever the fuck. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Just and throw it on there.
Yeah.
No, go ahead, Tim. Unless he's typing, so I don't know if he can talk. But Tim, you can talk. You don't need to raise your hand.
Yeah, like for compos, it actually it forces me to write and include the copy paste process and modify instead of just writing something new the whole time and keep developing ideas more quickly. So it gives me kind of a more developed, slower, progressive track.
Yeah. What is it? Eino says in the latest, in the remix role-playing compo track that he did, they got a week extension which he needed for his track with live guitar in 7/8 time, which was too ambitious for his skills. So it's like, I mean, sometimes when you get more time, you start thinking of these ideas. It's just like, how am I supposed to execute those? So, I totally get that. Alex, anything on that same vein? Like, have you ever been in that situation where you feel like a track is coming together super fast?
Well, as long as I'm happy with the result, I don't care if I made the song in 6 hours or in 1 month. I think as long as I'm happy with the results, which is not always the case, especially in competitions, I'm okay with taking my time or rushing through the track.
Yeah. No, that's cool. Yeah. No, like you said, if you're happy with the results, that's what's most important. Obviously, but I've never heard. I gotta say that's new though from Tomias. I don't think I've ever heard an artist say I felt guilty for coming up with the creativity quickly. You know what I'm saying? That's new and novel to me.
That's like a humble brag. That's really a humble brag. I feel bad. I just did this song in a day.
And it clicked.
Man. Shut up.
My reasoning behind that was I didn't feel like I get enough TLC into the track. That's what I'm feeling.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get you. Yeah, it's not as refined as you want to make it, but it's kind of like, see, Eino has a great point here. He's typing in here, 1 hour compos are like staring into the abyss for me. Then you listen to what some other people can accomplish, and you just want to quit.
like DDR Kirby, right?
Yeah.
It's been right 7 epics in 1 hour combo.
Yeah, I remember
How do you do that?
I remember the mix when Wirt organized Quackfest.
Yeah.
I kind of felt like. Sorry, go ahead.
In 1 hour, it was impossible.
Oh
I
my
honestly
God.
felt like that in the Sonic competition. I'm gonna call Sir Nuts out since he's on the call with me. My computer like broke down, so I couldn't finish my track anyway. Like my hard drive, like I lost that hard drive. Like the week that happened, so I couldn't turn mine in. But if I had turned it in, it would have gotten blown out of the water by that by that helicopter knife fight track that first week. I'm like, what are you doing, dude?
Yeah.
It's too good.
Yeah, it's because when Joel and I are in a compo, we always go ham. We can't.
Nice.
Like,
Yeah.
we can't like, oh yeah, we're gonna do something simple, and no, we gotta go ham all the time.
Yeah, and then it's like robot AIDS. And
Yeah.
What?
It's a track from man, Larry. I gotta send you all the Wiley stuff, man. You gotta listen to this.
I got to, man. I gotta hit that. That's crazy.
You're missing out on some amazing music, honestly.
We had a storyline and everything. About,
Oh yeah, it's insane. It's insane.
About robot love and
STDs and
STDs and everything.
Unbelievable. But yeah, I like how as soon as DDR Kirby ISQ got brought up, Eino typed that guy.
That guy.
Totally epically. It's so true. Like Timmy has got the most amazing. Yeah, he's one of those guys that just pumps the stuff out like
His
that.
workflow
It's
is
so
insane.
quick. It sounds so effortless. But
Yeah.
see, that's the thing. You gotta. You have to do the compos, whether it's like a 1 week deadline or something like Punch Fest with the 1 hour, or like 1 hour
Punch Fest
compo.
was 6 hours actually.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah,
Punch
Punch is 6 and 1 hour compo is 1 because name 1 hour compo, and like you gotta do those to force yourself to to just move quick. Like, dude, one day you'll be the guy that the noobs are staring at, going like,
What? How did he do that in a week? That's insane.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that was my reaction every week. The first year that I ran a Grand Robot Master Remix Battle, and it was just like, okay, I'm just gonna try this competition and see. Let's see what people can come up with. And you got like guys like Zircon and Gecko Yamori and like WillRock. They're in there and they're like, yeah, I did draft drafts in like a week, and then like Botany Was a Crime in 1989 in a week. What is this crazy?
They're all bastards. Zircon is a bastard. Have I ever told you? Listen, all right, I was the best man at his wedding. He is a bastard. All right, that's how much I think of him. No, when we did the set, when Sega's Twitter, when Kevin Eva on the Sega Twitter challenged us to do a Sega Pico mix, like, let's see who's gonna do the Sega Pico mix. 6 hours later, Zircon sends Pico Lessons the Tales and the Music Maker mix, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm done." I'm like, what? So we put it up. I'm like, he wins. Like, what a bastard. And it sounded so lush. Even the original composer showed up and was like, this is nice. I'm just like, come on, man. Like, unbelievable. Compos, you gotta love them. They really help you.
Compo life, man.
I think he was trying to catch a plane ride that day.
Hashtag Compo life. That's
Probably.
I need a T-shirt. We need to make like OCR T-shirts that just say like hashtag Compo life, just for all the compo, all the people who participate in compos.
Nice. What is it? Let me ask. So we got one more question from Carl Serbian. Let me throw it out. Well, he's got 2 questions. He's got non-serious questions first. He said, "What did I miss? Everything." 2, how do I get BitTorrent to stop opening when my computer turns on? Well, you gotta run.
Take it out of your startup folder first.
Yeah, take it out of your startup folder. Or go.
OCR Talkback is not your tech support line, bro.
We are the tech support. We can handle this. You press the start menu and you type msconfig and then you go startup tab, uncheck whatever your torrent client is, you doofus, and then you got it. Anyway, I'm kidding, dude. Okay, on a serious note, though,
we needed Steve-O because, you know what I mean. It's no tech support Talkback without Steve-O.
Oh, that's true. He's much better at that. I'm ripping Carl apart for asking the question. So it's Shark. So we needed Steve-O. No, on a serious note, Carl asks, could you explain to me how OCR albums are made, how they're judged, and how one gets started? So like the gist of it is, I'll just say this real quick. And Shark, has done many a project. And now, Alex is co-directed and assistant directed on many projects. So, And he had a great guide he sent me, so we'll touch that up and get that on like how to organize and run an OCR album project. But basically the gist of it is somebody's like, I have an album concept and I want it to get made, and they post in the forums and see if anybody is interested in their idea, or they privately recruit people. You know, they have artists that they would have in mind that they'd like to see get involved, so they privately recruit people. And either way, you get it started, you make a community thread, people post their progress, you crack the whip on people like a motherfucker, and you make sure that you're not slipping, and if you're slipping too much or real life gets in the way, you hand it off to somebody else to complete it. And that's pretty much it. It's all just about, like, is your concept interesting enough to get a handful or a gathering of artists to get involved with it. And there are a lot of artists in the community that, Sir Nuts is a great example. They're just like, oh, hey, an album concept. Let me see if I can contribute some way. Even if they don't know the game, even if they're not familiar with the source material, there are a lot of creative types in there. So sometimes it just depends how cool your concept is and if you can rally other people. And if you can rally other people, then awesome artists will show up as well that don't even have to have a stake in the or a nostalgic connection, and they'll make stuff. As far as how they're judged, when the albums are done, the staff will listen to them and evaluate them. The bar is a little bit lower than the actual judges panel bar, but then we decide if I think about 2/3 of the tracks are passable for album quality.
Yeah, let me just say, Larry says 2/3. That's not like a number that you can game. I mean, like, you can't have like exactly like 2/3 of your album good enough and then like the rest of it like shitty.
Is garbage, yeah.
I mean, it's more of like, kind of like, we look at like, okay, 2/3 of it, but then also there has to be sort of an average quality level throughout the album.
Absolutely.
So, because we've had people in the past try to like game the system a little bit and be like, oh yeah, I can like just whatever. So you wanna when you're doing your album and you're doing quality, you want to do quality control as you're doing the album. As you're directing it, you want to be involved in that.
Yeah.
Make sure the tracks are good while it's developing.
I just want to say real quick before we continue answering this question, Carl Servian tweeted, "Okay, thanks. Got BitTorrent removed from my startup, so we are OCR Talkback."
Wow.
OCR tech support works.
We rock. Told you. We could do it. No problem. So Black Tech Support. I'm here all night. All good. So what is OCR Talkback? Let's continue on the album stuff. So Shark, what did I not cover as far as like how do you get an album started and how do you get it made?
I think you covered everything in general. I would say honestly, I think it's important to have a really strong concept. Make sure you have a good concept. I personally don't like it when someone's just like, hey, let's remix all of the songs from this one game. And it's just like some obscure game that no one has ever heard of. It's like, okay, good luck. I think it's more interesting and more fun when people do concepts that are based around an idea, like like a fighting games or like shoot 'em ups, or like character themes, or like the EV EP was really fun. It's all the EV evolutions and stuff, and I think that's more interesting for listeners too. They kind of like say, oh, that's cool, So, but I mean, the big like let's remix every track albums are also, they can be fun, but you have to have a really dedicated core group of people, kind of like keeping the album on track. We have like, because we've done Final Fantasy VI and Final Fantasy VII, and there's also the second Densetsu 3 album, which is finally done in terms of music, and that has some pretty dedicated guys, sort of like keeping it going and not letting it die. Which is nice, but those can rapidly get out of hand. So you need to just be careful about getting in over your head, I guess.
Yeah, don't get in over your head, dude. Like some of the coolest albums we have, like the EV EP. I'm gonna go into my own horn and say the Deus Ex Sonic Augmentation album, like just stuff that's like 7 tracks or like 9 tracks, like just keep it tight. Sometimes you don't need to overdo it, and be prepared to be in it for the long haul. If you want to make an album that's 2 discs, 3 discs, 4 discs, we've had many of those, and sometimes they really take a while, and you have to be serious. If you just show up and think like people will magically appear and your concept gets made like that, then you're either Brandon Strader or you're crazy.
I will say that if your goal is basically to trick people into making remixes for you, you're better off running a combo.
You speak from experience.
Charming.
Oh, nice.
Hey, think about it. How many Mega Man remixes have I gotten people to make for me?
That's hilarious.
Over like 400? Come on. Let's be
You
serious.
even got Wake to do a Mega Man Soccer remix for the football album.
But if I organized a Mega Man album...
Yeah, no, fair enough. That's a good point, man.
Didn't you organize a Mega Man album?
I did organize a Mega Man album.
He only got 21 tracks, yeah.
The Concrete Man album, wasn't it?
No, there was also... Oh, I did 2 Mega Man albums.
Yeah.
That's still like 40 tracks.
Oh yeah, Mr. Who invoked humble brag? What was that, Shark?
That was me.
Anyway, yeah, what a punk, dude. What is it? Eino mentions, he says it's kind of good to have something to work with as an arranger too, like a theme or something. So, yeah, I mean, if it's kind of like Shark was saying, if you have a good concept, that concept can be really, really important. So, I mean, sometimes it is just like, let's grab all the themes from a game.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's a particularly awesome, really well-renowned game like Final Fantasy 6 or 7 or something like that, that can happen. But usually you need something a little bit more focused than that. Maybe, a storyline or, a genre restriction or, just some sort of thematic, concept.
Yeah.
But do whatever you want. Damn, dude, we are approaching 2 hours, but this is good, though, because if we had started at our usual time, then, obviously we wouldn't have been able to, cover all the bases that we needed to, especially with our awesome European contingent.
I'd probably be sleeping.
Oh yeah, no, Yvonne, I'm sorry, dude. You shouldn't be sleeping. You guys are all crazy. Alex, you're crazy. Beverly, you're crazy. Eino, you're crazy too, especially because your mic wasn't working that hot and you've been typing.
I'm not as crazy as I was during the TMNT talkback, in which I stayed up until 6 in the morning for that.
Oh yeah, I did run that one. Yes, I am a horrible person, and I'm sorry about that. I love you though, if that's of any.
I love those MacRibs too.
Oh, okay, all right. Oh well, okay. At least you didn't say Pew Pro. Awesome. All right. What else should we cover, Alex? Is there anything else that you think we need to cover about Legacy Game Boy 25th anniversary that you want to mention?
I think we teased people enough. They need to listen to the album, not to make their own judgment about the song, and see if we indeed did a true legacy to the Game Boy.
Hey man, I will say I think you guys represent the Game Boy well. It is sweet. Like I said, it's a tight listen, just under an hour, 14 tracks, 14 different games. Obviously, some heavy hitter favorites. When you mentioned like Super Mario Land, Pokemon, Mega Man. So there's some major franchises, Donkey Kong, but then also a lot of more obscure titles that are shown that love that you want to check out. So make sure you check out Asterix, Yu-Gi-Oh, DBZ, Smurfs. It's all good, and of course there's Tetris on the album, which is very well known. So yeah, there's a good balance, and like like folks have said, it's a good mix of genres as well. Alex mentioned the genre diversity of the album. There's a lot of different styles, and and do hit our YouTube channel and check out that trailer. I can't say that enough because not only did Alex do an awesome job, but it's got the sweet expert novice story because Brendan and crew asked the artist to share Game Boy memories, and the best one made it into the trailer, and it was expert novice. It was sweet. You have to see it. I'm not going to spoil it. Nobody here spoil it, but it's a sweet little quick story. So do check it out and share it. It's going to be gameboy25.ocremix.org when it comes out. It's going to be dropping on the 31st. Lord willing, because I need to make sure everything is, tagged to my anal retentive specifications. I will do that, though. We will get it out there. And, yeah, damn it. I'm Larry OG, and, for everybody, for Chernabogue, for Rexy, for Eino, for Yvonne, for Arrow, Sir Nuts, DarkeSword, Tamias. We had WillRock before. We had Brandon Strader. I think. Am I missing anybody? Is that it? I think that was it. I think that was everybody. You guys all rock. You can all talk. You can all talk. I mean, you guys all rock. I have no idea who else was on the show. If I'm forgetting, I'm a bad person.
we're all bad people,
that was it.
really.
Okay, good. Okay, good. I'm not too bad of a person. I'm a semi-bad person.
Remix of the week.
Oh, am I forgetting remix of the week? All right, let's pick a Game Boy remix. Hold on, let's do that.
Yeah. Something from Final Fantasy Adventure, maybe.
Let's do WillRock 6 Golden Coins mix. We talked about that earlier.
Yeah. Ooh, okay, yeah, sure, man.
Is it something the castle? Something about the castle.
It's Seizing the Castle.
Yeah, Seizing the Castle. That's what it is.
Yeah, man, a remix of Wario's Castle. Let's do that, man. That's one of Will's earlier OC remixes from 2010. Yeah, sweet. The debut game of Wario, and like we were joking, maybe when we do Legacy 2 Son of Legacy for the 30-year anniversary of the Game Boy, we'll have some Mario Land 2, Wario Land.
Oh no, I know I came up with Legacy Son of Legacy, but it might be cool to do it like like Legacy Pocket, and then like Legacy Color, and then Legacy Advance.
Legacy Advance.
Yeah.
Legacy Advance SP.
Like Legacy Pocket could be like a EP, like just like 3 tracks or something.
Nice. I like it. Hey, sweet. You can direct that one. So.
Yeah. On top of like all the other things that I'm directing.
Hey man, I like it though. That sounds good. That's a pretty sweet concept. But yeah, everybody do check that out. Super Mario Land 2, 6 Golden Coins, Seizing the Castle by WillRock. Yeah, you know what? He hasn't done a track that even sounds, as far as I'm aware, like he hasn't done a track that sounds anything similar to this. So it's nice stuff to hear from some old school WillRock. All good. Gosh, dude, thank you everybody for staying up. You guys are all freaking crazy. We're gonna save the plugs. The major plug is Legacy Game Boy 25th anniversary. The album drops July 31st. We hope to see you there. Check out the trailer. OCRemix.org. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, all right, we're wrapping up. Shark, make sure you hit stop broadcast too. I think you run the account too. So anyway.
Oh, am I? Oh yeah, okay.
We both do. So anyway, I'm gonna hit stop. But anyway, you guys, I love you.
Love you guys.
Bye, everybody.
See ya, folks. La la la.